Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to our second to last match of the day. The marathon cast continues now. I'm LD beyond the summit. I have the pleasure to be joined here today by Blaze. And Blaze, we got ourselves some serious Dota. Na'Vi versus Power Rangers. Na'Vi are 7-1 coming into this match in great position to go to the Kiev Land Finals and have a shot at reclaiming their Starladder title, which they did end up losing in Season 9. And now, Power Rangers 5-5, still in the mix here, but need to start putting some wins together if they want to have a shot at going to Kiev.
Yeah, still, Power Rangers have been impressing of late. Like, in general, what we saw of them in the Game Show to 2 League as well as here. I mean, yeah, they have taken some losses, but even with their recent shuffle of players, they're still going to be showing some chops and really going up against a former team member, FNG. So it's going to be a very interesting one to see. I'm not sure about the stand-ins in Nueco, but no matter the case, I think there's going to be a lot of blood to hit the battlefield for these guys. It fits the tone of the region, man. But as far as the draft goes, it's going to be early aggression. I believe this might even be a core Venge. We were talking about this a little bit last game, but there's a lot of potential for a core Vengeful Spirit to go for like early push, early kills, and as long as you take objectives, it's really powerful. But the reason that I think it's a really good idea here is that aspect of not wanting to put too many eggs in one basket, not wanting to be focused on a single core. They have a lot of control right now, and it's so easy to just lasso somebody or split on somebody and get a lot of disable and make it very difficult for that one individual that you put at the top of your net worth to make the biggest impact. But no matter the case, Venge is here at least for the swap to break the lasso, and we'll be able to make a great contribution to the early game.
Yeah, the one hero that has been mysteriously ignored is the Skywrath Mage. I am shocked that neither team wanted it. Normally, it would be first picked or insta-banned, but it's been entirely ignored. And I'm not sure if we're going to see it at this point. It especially has been a core hero for Na'Vi as of late, and they've had a lot of early success with the roaming of that, but still would be a decent pick to deal with the burst split. Yet I'm wondering what Power Rangers will go for. They've got their team fight control, and honestly, I have not really cast this team at all since the FNG moved on to Na'Vi. I think the last time I cast them was before TI4 even, so it's been a while. I'm hoping they win, so we can play a very special song, to be honest. And hey, Na'Vi can afford to lose a game or two and still have a good shot at the land final. So I'm going to be very biased this cast, guys, and to all the Na'Vi fans out there in the chat, well, yeah, watch out. Watch out. I'm coming for you. But yeah, let's see. Power Rangers, third pick. They have 2 Blink Initiators, so they're going to need quite a bit of farm. They don't really want someone who takes the jungle, since the Bat will want that, so they want a fairly independent, strong laning support. I honestly think they could go for a Skywrath, and I'd be a little surprised if neither team picked it up.
Yeah, I mean, FNG loves to pick up the hero in general. Dendi and Vanskar are both extremely skilled at bringing it to its full potential. But first and foremost, we're going to see the Shadow Demon here, and that's actually pretty interesting. Obviously, you can respond to something basic like a Magic Missile Ice Path combo with the Defensive Disruption, and that's going to have some nice potential. But otherwise, I kind of feel like it's building up to what they're going for next, whether they're going to go for something unorthodox like the Lina or the Leshrac to follow it up, or just something a little bit more common like the Sand King. Again, you don't want somebody that takes too much from the jungle, so I don't prefer the SK myself, but we have seen it run quite a bit by Power Rangers recently. Beyond that, yeah, we're going to be seeing the potential for Shadow Demon to really like take people out of the fight, to make it so that if they can cyclone one person, lasso another, and disrupt a third, like they're going to be fighting in a situation where they have all the firepower, and Na'Vi are just at least taken out of the fight for a sporadic period of time. So I think BKBs are probably going to be rather important, but I'm not sure exactly which kind of carry Havost would want to go along with that.
Yeah, honestly, Havost has really struggled as of late as well. I mean, in the past, Beyond the Summit has lit a fire on Havost has, so I don't know. I don't know what we could do. We've dispensed with the player ranking hexagons. We only do the kind of the draft categorization one, so I mean, there's been a few Reddit clips. Personally, his play to me has felt very lackluster. Na'Vi has been performing pretty well as a team. They did finish second in Game Show League. They're doing well in Starladder, but they haven't quite looked like the Na'Vi of old. And when I say the Na'Vi of old, I don't mean when Puppy and Crookie were recently on the team, but you know, going back to the TI2 Na'Vi, the TI3 Na'Vi, it's still a lot of fantastic players on this team, but it's more just it's felt like they're just a little sloppy, to be honest. Like Na'Vi is a team that is known for their over-aggression, and it's kind of what defines them. But they would normally they'd get more out of the over-aggression, and well, we'll see if they can find something here. Look, pick up a silencer trending support lately. We've seen it 2 games in a row now. This is going to be the third, and I say support. It could be a core, but I'm expecting this to be Vankscore's hero, as he is known for a silencer play.
Yeah, plays it very effectively, and I think this honestly could be like an aggressive tri lane featuring the 3 heroes you see on the table for Na'Vi right now. It fits their aggressive stance. It brings a lot of potential to the team fights, and in general, it makes it so that the reactive play just isn't there. They can go for a lasso, and assuming you're not lassoing the silencer, you get swapped, and that breaks it. And assuming that you lasso the Venge or anybody else, then the silencer can just pop global, and it'll enable it so that the team fight can't break out around it as you would prefer. Like, they'll be slightly out of position, but they're still going to be able to bring the fight to you where you can't follow up with things like the split and that kind of thing. So I think it's a really powerful support, as I've mentioned in the games past. I think he's probably one of the most underlooked supports, but obviously not today.
And Leshrac. So Power Rangers get a very good dual roaming combo, and at the same time, they put more pressure on their laning stage with these 2 picks. Not having the best team fighting supports, nothing that's going to match up well against the silencer later on this game. And, well, the Bat and Brew can build their BKBs, but this Shadow Demon Lesh, they've got a lot of work cut out for them. And now the question is, what kind of a carry are Power Rangers going for? Picking Shadow Demon really tilts it towards like something that benefits from the Shadow Demon, be it a Luna, Morphling, Anti-Mage. Those are probably the main 3. We never see Anti-Mage, so I'll just cross him off automatically. But what do you think, Blaze? What's the carry now for Power Rangers? Any chance of like even a Spectre, maybe?
I could see merit to it. I mean, they do want to have something that can deal with this silencer, and once you get the Manta up on Spectre, then you can just haunt him down, and he takes a lot of damage. He's not one to go for Ghost and Force until he has to. And yeah, with that kind of greed, I could see the fact that Spectre could be viable. Shadow Demon, Leshrac, Spectre, if they had to go try versus try against Jakiro, Venge, and Silencer, would be a bit of a wash. It would really depend on skill order and the general contribution from the supports. But I don't know. I think it's viable, but would it be ideal is another question entirely. I think I would prefer something that just naturally carries BKB against the Puck, the Silencer. And there are still a few heroes in that regard still on the table, but it's hard to say. Right now, I'm questioning what Na'Vi want to give Funnick here, because they kind of need something that's a little bit more on the front line, a little tankier, and maybe can bring in some stun-based disable. Right now, they've got the Ice Path, they've got the Magic Missile, and they do have the ability to intentionally proc Dream Coil with a Nether Swap, but beyond those 3, I really don't see that much as far as like hard lock, and they might be vulnerable to something, I don't know, unique. I don't want to say Weaver again, because he's still very, very vulnerable to silence, but there are quite a few heroes that can work.
Yeah, and it should probably be a BKB carry for Power Rangers, so let's see what that 5th pick's going to be. I would love to see something fresh. Let's see. What's a carry that we haven't seen recently? I'm actually gonna
Luna? Oh, Viper. Okay.
Yeah, that was not the one I was hoping for. But it's a strong hero, and it does give Power Rangers a very potent mid-game 5-man. Mm-hmm. At the same time, Na'Vi don't have the greatest late game yet. They've got the great lockdown, well, not lockdown, but team fight control is the way to put it, I suppose.
Sure.
But they don't really have damage, like not too much anyway. And I'm wondering, what do they get? It looks to be the farming Venge most likely.
Yeah.
But they'll still need either the Funnick hero, if it's going to be a Puck mid for Dendy, or potentially that solo mid for Dendy if it's going to be a Funnick offlane Puck.
That'll be interesting. I still think that aggressive stance is probably needed here for Na'Vi, but if they take the tower quickly enough, maybe that's not warranted. And of course, Silencer will get more independent golden experience through the pulling of camps and such. So we'll see if they feel confident enough pushing against the Bat Rider. Sometimes that can kind of fall flat on its face because of the Firefly and Napalm. But Tinker's going to be some selection here, and it does mean Funnick's going to be run by Puck.
Well, late game secured. Power Rangers don't want this one going too late now, and this hero was getting first phase banned at Game Show League. But again, it's just like there's just like these micro shifts in drafting lately where it's just a completely different draft like a week later with the same 2 teams playing. This hero was insta-banned first phase against Davi. It was normally the Tinker and the Skywrath Mage, I think, or sometimes Bat Rider were the 3 heroes that teams were banning against Navi. But Dendy Tinker slips through the last pick. There is a Bat in this game, and I think Bat is top 3 heroes to hunt Tinker, along with Clockwork and Storm Spirit. But that being said, it's still Tinker.
Yep, it is indeed, and we'll see what he can accomplish. Obviously, the universal damage will cause Brewmaster's Panda's a little difficulty with the March Machines. There's also just in general a lot of pickoff potential on the lower HP supports. Shadow Demon, Leshrac. If Lesh doesn't build hard durability and get a decent amount of net worth through towers, then he's going to have a hard time keeping up with the burst damage coming out from Dendi once he starts building up those items. For now, he's definitely making his way towards the mid lane, but I figured with the fact that Havost is running on the Shakiro, that they do want to emphasize just taking that top tier 1, and they are going to go with the safe lane try.
All right, no Havost Vengeful Spirit. He'll be on a slightly more durable carry, or core anyway. And also one that can't really put himself in the awkward positions of the Venge. There's still that clip from earlier this week that many may have seen in the chat. That said, we'll introduce our teams. Navi 7-1, a win here. Gets them closer and closer to that, punching their ticket to, God, it must be like their 8th Starladder Land Finals at this point, if they make it again. But yeah, thanks score on the Silencer. Dendi, your Tinker. FNG, support Venge. Mr. Havost on the safe lane, Jakiro. And in the off lane goes Funnick. And then on the Radiant, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. They are missing their former leader in FNG, but they'll look for some revenge here and look to punish him for abandoning them. Moon will be the Viper safe lane. J4 going to be playing the support Leshrac. The stand-in, who's got some big shoes to fill, and Soniko on the Shadow Demon. Cheshire Cat will be your off-lane bat, and then going mid will be Shachelo on the Brewmaster.
Yeah. Now looking over at the bottom lane, we already see that Funnick is in a very interesting position, orbed his way into this tree line here, and it's not likely they're going to be able to scout him out. You're not going to see Shadow Demon skill poison until at least 2, if not 3, and although they could technically, like, pick it up.
They're drawing on the map, though. Like, I'm not
they
sure.
They know what he does. This is Funnick play to a T. Like, this is how he likes to run his off lanes when he doesn't feel like he can contest it directly. But they're still going to take a while before they can break through. Unless they, like, literally just tango their way through, they're going to have to split earth some trees to actually get at him, and it's a little awkward. So
the one
for now, I think
they
he's going
could
to get
do
some
is move the bat down there. But they probably don't want this Viper off lane.
The better solution, I think, is just to push out the wave a little bit. If the creep wave is up here, then he's not going to be getting an experience range, and it just is the way this naturally works is, oh, okay, he's actually visible entirely. I guess we don't get to talk about that one anymore. We're going to see the smoke gate come through from Shadow Demon and Leshrac. They're going to look for the disruption here onto Havost. As you mentioned, pretty durable, good base strength, but still getting caught out here is going to be too much for him, I think.
He does get a few moments to run back. It's already Sticky Napalm picked up. I don't know if they have the damage for this. They'll try, though. Curse the Silence. Havost starting to drop. Will tango his way through. Blocked by the creep wave, and that's a first blood. I thought they saw the smoke
FNG.
Mid lane, looking for the courier snipe. That's a bottle courier, but FNG, he'll get it on the way back, maybe.
Oh, no, he won't.
He's too late.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't usually see the bottle come out that quickly, and actually walking right into the creep wave, too. Jeez.
Yeah, and I guess Dendi maybe told him normally you'll like try to call out the creep count as far as how many CS you think they need. Tangoing through, so Nico's gonna dive top tower. They're looking for Havost again. Now they've got Firefly. Split Earth will connect. They're diving him under the tower though, but they're not being focused. These disruption illusions will finish off Havost. He'll go down again, and they'll look for bank scores while Power Rangers are bringing the pain trade straight into Navi territory. They will lose their Shadow Demon for this, but another great gank for them, and well, FNG looks to turn this. Gets the stun off on J4. Doesn't have Wave of Terror, though, and he'll need a secondary missile to get this kill. J4 no salve. Can't stay in range. FNG too slow by the Sticky Napalm. They might even be able to turn this.
Oh, they will.
Disruption. Soul Catcher. Holding the disruption for now. They'll chase him out a bit. 3 Napalm stacks. Now disrupted. No Firefly, but not even needed. They end up losing the Shrek to the Vank score Curse of the Silent. But FNG will be the trade. It's 4-2. A bloody mess in this top lane. And yeah, the Shrek did die on his way out. Didn't get to show that one on camera.
That is pretty insane. But the one thing that Navi does get out of this is early stacks of the Stolen Intelligence for the Silencer. He's been involved in both those kills, actually got both those kills, so he is going to be taking it away. It's one stack from the Shadow Demon, 1 stack from the Leshrac, both Intelligence heroes. So that does draw on them a little bit, but obviously the kill advantage still favors PR.
Shachel might get a kill mid, clap, 1 right click on the Dendi. Oh, it's too late! The laser was there! He was mid-swing. Shachel almost had it. That was so quick by Dendi to react to that.
Yeah, I think that it was in detection range right before the clap, so Dendi had a small moment longer than we could see to react to it, but even still, exactly what he needed to do. We'll just go ahead and bottle Crow, and with the no tally drop, he's practically to 75% on both the health and the mana, so that's going to enable him to just control this lane. Shachlo, he's got no such recovery mechanic. He's going to have to Corey up the Sav, as well as the boots to actually make it worth it well.
Funnick trying to orb out, but Moon's ready to chase him down with the poison tech.
Nice
phase shift dodging that. Still might... Oh, no, needed like 1 or 2 more auto techs. I do want to point out, though, Dendy has gone hate-seeking missile. He's taken 1 point in it, but I'm wondering if he even levels this up, if he feels like he can get some early kills. Generally, we don't see it. It risks your boots of travel being very delayed if you don't get those kills, but... Hey, man, he's feeling aggressive. And about to hit level 5. They'll smoke up and walk past the Dire Observer, not spotted, and waiting for someone to move into the woods. It's FNG who might get caught out here. He might walk into vision. Oh, now he's in trouble. Disruption. They've got the point in Edict. This should be an easy kill. Splitter, perfectly timed again. Despite being a stand-in, Sunico is in sync with J4, and they collect another kill.
Yeah, making some great movements across the map, and also kind of subsequently pressuring Dendy. He's not going to feel safe moving past the steps unless they're visible on the map. So right now, the rune spawn is just going to be an illusion for actually Funnick, who started out with a bottle as well. So he's got some nice regen there. And he's actually going to duel.
He's got level 2 orb. I don't know if he could do this stuff. Viper is a very tough customer to trade autos with this early. And Moon does have a salve if he wants to just back off and heal up. I think he's trying to bait Funnick in to go on him. Now he'll salve.
So, I mean, obviously the aggressive stance from PR has been helping them out a ton. It's going to enable them to start diving even deeper with the Batrider getting some good levels, and he's actually going to be bringing out a bottle of his own. So yeah, there's a lot of sustain here. They're actually TPing up. They want to be relentless about this, and right now, I mean, Vanscore is a great target to pick off, but Havos might be extending even further.
Yeah, Fireflies, and will now try to chase this one the other direction. Bottling up. Havos out of position again, but I don't know if they can dive too much farther with Cheshire Cat. He'll get stunned, ends up living, barely. Vanscore, 1 more auto. Can't kill him. The bottle charge to save him. Now the chase is on. The slow from the lightning. Enough to set up the kill. PR strike again. And Havost. Is that 4 deaths yet?
Yeah. They need to get a TP from Funnick. There's no way that they can stop this from happening after, obviously, they PR heal up once again. They're just going to go for it again and again and again. And until it stops working, they're not going to have any reason to leave. So we need to see Funnick maybe make a rotation right now. Just going for the Robe of Magi, but there's the TP scroll he needs. And now he's going to keep tabs on that top lane and look to rotate with his level 6. Right now, Moon, though, has a great flank on him. Funnick taking a lot of damage here. And he's actually just going to chase down the Jaunt location.
Oh,
but
he tried to phase shift the poison,
enough.
But didn't end up working out. I think he slightly mistimed the phase shift, but he might have died anyway. I'm not sure. It's such a short phase shift at level 1.
Yeah. And he does go for 3 in March, though. He kind of started off with that nuke build like you were talking about, but hasn't used the missile once and just goes ahead and skips the rearm for now. Goes for the 3 in machine.
In top lane, they have brought in a 3rd hero. It's FNG now laning top. Feeling like they just need some additional support. But the dual lane of J4 and Sunico are pretty highly level. Both level 4 already. And they'll send the Batrider towards the jungle. It looks like Cheshire Cat could have bottled up a Haster and maybe just goes for a Ganko Denny. This is like the perfect time to do it. It's at 6 minutes, so any wards would have despawned. And if they get a lasso, Dendy's done for. Clap. He gets off the laser, still pulled way back by the hasted Batrider. They might need to Bruce Split to secure this. Nah, maybe not with the Firefly. Dendy will end up going down. Well, top lane, they were looking for a way in for a jump, but just too slow, and with this Vengeful Spirit with no boots to actually make something happen.
Yep, the ward here's going to be taken out. They did place the sentry. I'm not sure if it expired before they finished it off or not, but either way, they replaced it with one just to the south, and they're still going to get some good vision as far as any movement to and from the river. And yeah, it's just very difficult for Vanscore to feel confident, like pulling and things of that sort, because even with the Batrider last on cooldown, 1 misstep and he's still going to be going down very quickly, and that's doubly so for Funnick. He actually goes for the jaunt, and Moon's got the movement speed advantage. He's going to connect, but a nice phase shift once again. Funnick just being zoned out hard as far as CS goes.
I'm watching Cheshire Cat, man. He's way in deep. Dendy's going to try to turn on him. Level 1 rocket, level 2 laser. Not really enough to get this kill, but they're bringing in reinforcements. FNG comes from the south. Cheshire Cat, no TP, but he's already bought his blink. This is not a big deal if he dies. And he's not going to. He completely drinks the pants off of Na'Vi. Funnick may salvage this one. He walks into the pit. He orbs to the north. He's gone the wrong way. He doesn't have coil yet. He's 1 creep from coil. I don't even know if he gets this kill. Firefly's coiling down. Viper's coming into position. Even if Funnick goes for this, he'll probably die as a trade. Funnick, orb and so. Nope, not going to do it. And now starts to be quickly brought down by Moon. Viper Strike is there, but he dodges it with the jaunt in and will end up surviving. Meanwhile, top lane, J4 dove deep. Almost ticking down to the Curse of the Silent, but Vanscore and Havost, they hang on for now, number 4. avoiding that 4th death of the game.
But yeah, honestly, it's very dangerous to do what they were doing up top, because if they do die, they're feeding the silencer hard. They're losing intelligence for themselves, which especially Leshrac really needs to keep his spell spam going. And then obviously the silencer benefits from it quite a bit. But yeah, doesn't really net any casualties either way. But I'm so astounded how the Batrider is able to move there. They missed the Wave of Terror. They assume he went directly through this tree line and was able to break it down. But the Firefly dispelled in this path, so he had to go around, and as such, the Wave of Terror didn't see it. They instead miss him just barely, multiple times over, and
now he's got Blink.
Close call.
Oh, they tried to do the bottle trick, but it just was like a half second too slow. So Brewmaster doesn't get a free refill, and he's almost got his Blink Dagger. The Shark Cat with a double damager. Not going to be too useful in this gank, because they're just looking to get the kill before he even auto attacks. But we'll see if he can find Dendy's. BOTs, I think now on the Courier. So Dendy's still on... Oh, no. No, actually, his BOTs are pretty slow.
Oh. Nice silence.
Now, last one to Funnick. Gets caught out mid and clapped down. 4 heroes descend, but honestly, you'd rather Funnick dying than Dendy at this point. They need his BOTs soon.
Vos on the top lane. He's dropping down very low to neutral creeps here. He has to be extremely careful, but obviously there are no heroes to really bring him down. They're focused on the mid tower.
Yeah, the push comes in from Power Rangers, and March will try to be used by Denny to try and slow this aggression down, but with Edict cooling down in 10 seconds, the double damage in on the bat, and Napalm to scout out the tree line, it seems Na'Vi have to forfeit this one. Meanwhile, bottom lane, the Viper dies. Vangscore forced to TP out. One more auto tech. Oh, it's going to be close. Close with the poison, but not quite enough. And they get the tier 1 mid. This is, like, if you run this Shadow Demon Lesh, you have to have this kind of start, and
yeah,
they've had exactly the start they needed to try and shut down Na'Vi.
And strategically against a Silencer pick, I think that's important too, because pre-global, Silencer is probably one of the worst supports you can have. Curse is okay, Last Word's okay, but there are so many better alternatives. After the ulti, though, he obviously has a huge amount of contribution and has a lot of potential. So I think that they really pushed their advantage when they needed to. Advanced score is only 5.5 at 10 minutes, and obviously the BOTs were delayed quite substantially. So all across the map, they've made their impact known, and that was the timing interval that they were able to do that.
Invis by Shadeslow as he makes his move towards the top tower. He'll get into position to potentially backstab if anybody TPs to defend, but for now, Funnick, Havost, and Vangscore are busy at the bottom lane. Still no global silence online, and Moon now has a mech. I honestly think they can take the top tower and defend. If Na'Vi try to force this, it's gonna end poorly for them.
Yeah, honestly, Moon just destroyed Funnick in the lane. Generally speaking, Funnick is incredible in a 1v1 matchup, but he started off the lane in a very defensive posture, and then he's up against a Viper, so there's only so much you can do. And in this case, 64 and 20 is the current CS count for Moon, and unfortunately, Funnick's only found 28 and 1. So dominance there, a lot of durability on the Viper as a result, and he's just not easy to kill. They at least require 3 heroes.
Yeah, even if you play it perfectly with the puck, especially in a side lane, you're still going to struggle. Mid lane, it's a little bit different since you can use the mischance of the hill to your advantage, and at the same time, he's never going to be able to chase you as far as he will in a side lane. But regardless of how he started it, I think Funnick still loses that lane pretty damn hard if he's left alone. And what didn't help is that his team couldn't really rotate to support him. They were too busy getting run over top, trying to stem the feed, and well, it just wasn't enough plays. But they'll try and look for an opening here. I mean, you just can't go on Moon. Honestly, even J4's got an urn. I think this is going to end poorly for Funnick if he doesn't get out soon. They're real close to him. The pings are coming. They're thinking he's in the trees nearby, and now he tries to make his move. Blink it from Shadeslow, just a bit out of range. And Funnick still has an orb if need be. He'll take a poison. They'll get a bit of vision on him, but then he retreats out. So now they push. Like, how do you stop this push if you're Na'Vi? You just got BOTs right now on Dendy.
I like that. Macro Fire is probably the only thing you can really do in this position. And it will clear out the creep wave once, but it's only a 30-second delay. They're still going to be able to take down this tower very easily. No fortification, 500 HP. They're just going to man up on it. I mean, there's really no threat. So go ahead, take it down. Diabolic Edict. Only 2 points in it, but that's allowing him to max out the Lightning Storm. And this is how much J4 has confidence in his coordination with his stand-in friend here, is the only 1 point in Split Earth. Often you get it just as a kind of security blanket, but in this case, he's not even ranking it up, just wants it to connect once over, and that's all he needs.
Denny will try to stall this out. March of the Machine's cooling down. He doesn't want to blow a rearm here, and well, he can't get in range anyway. If he even walks near the tower, Shadeslow will blink clap him. The bat might jump him, as Firefly has just cooled down. And Dendy can't even get in close. No blink dagger, no chance in hell, and It's so powerful to have Bat against a Tinker, especially at the stage of the game now. Looking for a jump in, but he doesn't feel any need to. They're happy with the tower, and honestly, PR playing this absolutely perfectly. If you're going to give up a Tinker, not just about shutting him down in the lane, but about just taking these objectives now, before he gets his Blake, before the Dagon comes out, while your team is still strong enough to push into March. They are executing, not just well in the lanes with a few good ganks, but the mid-game presence has been fantastic. 10k gold lead, 4k experience lead. Na'Vi got to hang on for a long time, and, well, that Ags Refresher Silencer, that ain't happening for like 30, 40
Bracer
minutes.
Dota.
Yeah, this is Bracer Dota. Good way to put it.
Unfortunately, like, for Na'Vi, they're still, even though, like, it seems like the worst might be behind them in the sense that, like, okay, this is a huge disadvantage, and if it gets worse, then the game feels like it's over, but they really, PR are cementing their advantage really well with the ward position that you see. The fallback wards here allow them to control the Ancients and essentially use it as bait so that whenever Dendi goes to farm it, he's going to be picked off so damn easy by that Bat Rider. So, a really great presence of mind. They didn't actually scout the stack manually, but they know it's got to be his intentions, so they haven't been blocking it. And subsequently, they're going to go ahead and take that opportunity when they can.
Lasso's there on Havost. He gets pulled back in. This is going to be his 4th death if he can't TP out in time. He's just going for the tower. It's a 4 for a 4 as he gets the last hit. Well played by Havost. Honestly, that's a good play by him. Yeah, but still, 4th death for him.
Racking it up. That's very painful. In this position, like, they can just go ahead and... J4's trying to go for the siege. There it is. He was in the wrong position there, but he is going for the out-of-vision siege on this tower. As long as you stay in Fog of War, you can get damage on it without actually putting yourself at risk.
And, of course, Edict, it hits everything, even Invis units. Can't really be dodged like that. But Moon, coiled up, still mech'd. He's healthy. They can't go in on this. Not on him. Oh, maybe they can. The silence is there to kill him off, but now the trade might come. Moon's starting to turn this against them. Blinking forward will be Cheshire Cat. Jumps onto one now, chasing Vangscore back. He'll go for the double kill here. And it seems like Havost is overextended. Even just TPing into his tower may end up going down. The chase is on. The poison stacking up. Now the brew split arrives. And Vangscore gets pushed back in. The medallion damage is painful. One more boulder toss, but Fog of War onto the Fire Panda. He gets stunned. Can't commit to the kill. So it's Havost instead. It's always poor Havost. Surrounded and left alone. He'll go down again. 5 deaths for Havost. What a rough-ass game.
They're about to get the mech off cooldown. Like, this Viper's just too damn tanky. They can put so much into him, but with the max corrosive skin, with all these durability items, he's about to have a BKB. Like, how do you kill this guy? It just seems impossible. They do have the missile build up from Dendi now. He is going to be maxing that out, so it's kind of a, while you use the March to kill off the creep wave in a siege circumstance, you use the the missiles to counteract the heroes themselves, but I don't know. In this position, they've got the range of initiation every time Brewmaster has a split up, and he's not only picked up a Vlad's, but he's going to hit level 11. Those pandas are going to hit even harder.
Only thing that PR need, in my opinion, to win this after the BKB is the pipe. Like, without a pipe, it's going to be a little tricky for them to get into this Na'Vi base, and Dendi is closing in on a blink, at which point the split push ramps up. But I guess the other option is if they just get a great Bat Lasso, kill off Dendi, and then prevent him from defending. But that's kind of a, well, hope that you get lucky kind of thing, as opposed to a guaranteed way to break in. Shadeshlow is waiting bottom. Na'Vi did D-Ward. They've gone for a gem on FNG. This might quickly become Shadeshlow's gem. He's wrapping around. He doesn't have his ultimate. He just walks in, but he's tanky. He's got an illusion in here that he can pop. Cheshire Cat's there to back him up, and Na'Vi don't really want to go in any longer. Cheshire Cat looking to jump in. Force Staff is cooling down. Blink as well, but he's in pursuit. And they get ready for the wraparound. Yeah, the Viper's here. Say hello to Mr. Viper. Just auto-attacking Na'Vi. They'll all be forced to TP out. The entirety of the team. No, they still got the last off at Funny. He couldn't make it out in time. The lone hero to go down. Still no Blink Dagger at 17 minutes. How often do you say that about Funnick? Like, even when Na'Vi loses, he normally has some sort of key teamfight item by now, but Moon just destroyed him, as you would expect, but even since then he struggled.
Yeah, and it's getting worse from here. They actually might consider looking at Roshan with the global down. They have to realize that there is going to be Macropyre in March in the pit, but if they do it quickly enough and keep some good zoning presence on the high ground, I actually think it's a viable option for them. But the cleaner kill is going to be the top tier 2, and invading the enemy jungle to negate potential farm for Na'Vi. Right now, they've got them down, they want to keep them out, and they want to keep them limited. Farm game for now, but it's only a matter of time before they make the invasion once more.
Yeah, like it's only a matter of time. That's really the key phrase for PR is just keep Navi on the clock. Don't let them sit back and farm. They get the Blink Dagger now on Denny. He does hit level 11, so he'll start maxing out his laser and he'll begin working on the Dagon. His farm has been decent this game, but not like that spectacular farm you could see when a Tinker has a great start, and he has been a bit under the gun. 0-2, still looking for his first kill of this game. The BKB's out. I'm thinking PR should be going for this top tier 2 and then look to push into the high ground, or at the very least, bottle Navi up with some aggressive wards.
Yeah. The only problem with doing that is, of course, Dendi does get to farm their jungle, their lanes, push out the bottom tower, and give the chance for that second tier 1 tower. Doubling up their tower gold right now would actually give Navi quite a bit as far as building up towards something relevant. Like right now, Venge is just sitting on brown boots. FNG has nothing, but give him a couple extra 100 gold and he'll at least be able to control vision a little bit better. What happened to that gem anyways? Is it on the courier?
No, it's in the base. He just used it to deward and then dropped it back in the fountain. I was wondering the same thing, but yeah, he hasn't died since he picked it up. So, the smoke gang comes. And they will take the tier 2 top. They'll get some good aggressive wards down perhaps here. Actually, maybe don't have any wards. Yeah, I guess not. And Navi will retreat safely to the base. Well, Dendi, he's been everywhere, man. He farmed the Radiant triple camp setup as the Dire Tinker. So he's been efficient in his movements, and he is closing in on that Viper. The time is, if not now, then soon for PR. And they might just make it now and say, screw it, let's try and force this. But Cheshire Cat's off on the total opposite end of the world. Scouting out the Roshan, they decide to go bottom instead. They'll clear out the wave with Shadeslow, and I think they might be looking at Rosh now, man. That's 6 outer towers to Navi's 1. Or no, sorry, 2. So they're 4 towers up.
They have good general control, but until they actually squish that gem and break it, bring it back to their own side, it's actually very difficult for them to be confident in Roche. Like, they can go and they can just try to scout out with the Shadow Poison and hope they don't get engaged on, but there's so much opportunity for a snatch or a invasion play where they just drop down, Wave of March, Macropyre, all this other stuff, and they do have the global. But at least for now, Na'Vi do not have any vision outside of this current Observer Ward, which has to suspect. They have to know, but can they actually get in position to contest? Can Funnick get in, lock them in, and they follow up with some March?
Dendi blinking back. He'll try and march this from a distance, but they're not even going to really get in range of the pit. Just barely clipping Moon as the orb comes out from Funnick. Blink Dagger finally picked up. Can they make their way in? Oh, Cheshire Cat. He's looking for Dendi. He's moving in aggressively, and this is the power of the Bat. Like, so often we've seen these Tinker games where teams have no way to jump him, but with Bat Rider, Dendi's got to play it safe, and thus this Roche attempt becomes much, much safer. Still Na'Vi trying to contest. Funnick may just go for a YOLO play here. I almost think he has to risk it.
Kinda, yeah.
He's thinking about it. Orbin, he's gonna get some vision. This is the time he phases in, it's too late. John's at the wrong time, and now coils and dies with no Dream Coil. It's just high ground time, man. Yeah. No reason to wait now.
I still think you made the right decision there. It's just the execution and timing wasn't there. But if he doesn't go for that play, like where do they hold their ground? Against an Aegis on the Viper, it's so damn hard. So we'll see that come into play now. But even though Funnick did not succeed in his endeavors, I honestly think that there was no decision there. He had to do that.
Yeah, I agree. He absolutely had to go in. And the problem is, that's just a very difficult play. When you're going in solo as the puck and there's no one else to like stun them or distract them or in any way create an opening for you, then it becomes tough. And Vos will be forced to drop a zoning ultimate. Oh, top lane. Top lane. Bat Rider going in deep. Wanted to kill off FNG and blinks out in the nick of time, but the rocket... nope, not going to hit him. As he blinked out. Yeah, he shot the rocket before... Shot the rocket before the blink. I actually didn't see when the timing was, but looks like it was before. Meanwhile, FNG gets chased out. Shadeslow, he'll go down. Or he'll get the kill as FNG goes down, I should say.
Yeah, that animation's kind of weird, because like even when they disjoin it, it does follow them through, but yeah, the timing of when he cast it and when the blink was neck and neck, but obviously the Bat did effectively disjoint the spell. So Cheshire Cat's perfectly fine. He's going to farm up towards his BKB, but I don't even think they should wait on that before the push. Like, they've got the chokehold now. If they can find a pick on Dendi, awesome. If not, then they can still probably at least take the tier 3 with the Aegis.
Everybody from Na'Vi streaming into this Radiant jungle, but it's just because they don't want to take head-on clashes. They see anyone off alone in the lane, and they're like, alright, that's the one we want to go on. And it's J4 who gets hit by a missile. Havos with the long-range ice pet just clips him barely. That sets up Dendi for his first Dagon kill of the game. Finally on the board, but the trade might come now. Funnick caught out by a disruption. Now the leap forward from the bat. He'll lasso Havos, dragging it back in. This is going to be death number 6. No chance in hell he gets out of this one. Olmec tries to TP. Hey, maybe. Flame Break cooling down. He'll actually make it. No way he was running out, but that's where the teleport scroll comes in handy. And he'll finally escape the jaws of death. At long last. It's been a rough game, but he's hanging in, and hey, that was a big ice pat to give Dendy his first kill.
Yep, that throws their kill count up to 4. That's not that great considering a 24-minute game.
Magical number for this team, you know?
Yeah. But we're going to see the ice...
No, he's got no TP cooldown. He's dead. Moon's found him mid. He's just going to run Havos down. He'll stick up. No mechanism available, and despite the Liquid Fire attack speed slow, the Nether Toxin stacks up. One more auto attack, and that's all she wrote. Poor Havos. Jesus. He goes out this far, and he dies. What a shame. As Dendy TP's in, they've got vision on him. Batrider is Firefly, but they don't want to go in with Force Staff cooling down. They might go on
as soon as they have that, though, it's open season against this Tinker. Like, he's always going to have to go out slightly extended forward to try to go for these March plays, and even here is not an overextension, but Funny's going to have the perfect Dream Coil right this second. No, too late.
Global, just slightly mistimed by like a quarter of a second, and that's all she wrote for Dendy. He did get off a March. They are starting to lose HP, but they've got, let's see, any Earn Charges remaining on J4? Yeah, 1 left. Mechanism is ready, so I think they can still force the high ground here. Buyback on Dendy is available, and maybe a buyback's worth it if you can pick up a couple kills. Don't want to be giving up a lane of Rex this early to PR. Only 25 minutes in.
Even without the BKB, this Viper is so huge. The macro power will go down, and they go right in on top of him.
No global to prevent the split from Shadeshow. He's going to get it off. The question is if it's an impactful one. Well, holding it for now. Havos will get forced way back, and the Viper stands his ground. Cheshire Cat will pick off the puck. No buyback yet from Dendy. Havos ticks down to the poison. Actually, the Shadow Demon poison, not the Viper poison. But yeah, he ticks down to poison nonetheless, one way or the other. This will force the Jakiro buyback. Dendy doesn't want to use this. He's not forced to. I guess that's worth it to some extent, not having to Tinker buyback. As he leaps in with rockets, he'll pop the Aegis. Defensive disruption dodges that one, but Soniko was going to be fine anyway.
So now they're not as confident going in, but they still have the split. They're holding it. You don't want to dive with your pandas. You want to use it with the second Viper's life. So in this position, it's almost enough, but top lane's push again. They're kind of split between two sides, and here comes the lasso again. Oh, funny.
Blink Dagger got cancelled for Cheshire Cat. Couldn't jump in. And the PR keep on pushing. Yeah, they want to. They don't want to wait longer, but this Macro Pyro alone is just insta-gibbing the creep wave. It is going to cool down for a minute. So they'd have one wave to go in before the Macro Pyro is ready. But they decide they'll need to wait for another Aegis. They need pipe, honestly. Like it's just so annoying to push in against this.
The Macro Pyro and the March alike just putting out so much damage, and they don't really have an answer. The Vlads will help push out waves outside of a base sieging environment, but it's not going to do anything in that kind of situation. So they just keep farming up. I almost kind of feel like PR should have gone for a Midas or two on this lineup. Like maybe pick one up on the Leshrac. FY loves to do that, and with the advantage they had early and the great success they had on Shadow Demon, maybe warranted.
BKB by Moon, but still taking quite a bit of damage to the March. Now swap back into it. His BKB is long. This is a full duration BKB, practically 9 seconds, but now caught by an Ice Path. Defensive Disruption already been used. He'll end up going down. Na'Vi finally finding their openings here, and this is the danger for this PR draft. As great as their start was, they can't afford to give up these kills. Dendy now has his Ghost Scepter to go with the Taser, and he's closing in on an E-Blade, man. Don't count this Tinker out just yet. He might carry this game yet.
Yeah, I mean, they find a huge opening. That kill was obviously of dramatic value. Actually, the Shadow Demon's life was even more valuable there. 670, but either way, adding it up, it's over 1,000 reliable gold going the way of Dendy, and he is happy to pocket that change and save up for that Ethereal Blade. So
he spent his gold. I think he... Oh, wait. Did he? I thought he spent his gold.
Nope, not just yet, but it's got the Ghost Scepter, which did chew into that a little bit.
Yeah, he had that before the... I think my brain's just starting to turn to mush after the 10 hours of cast here so already, but...
It's been a long few days, man. I definitely get it.
Two more great days of Dota, and then sleep. Delicious sleep. But for now, it's a smoke for Na'Vi. They'll have a blaze of it, and let's see if they find anything.
Alright, so FNG's outside of this. Right now, as far as like their progression towards their general intentions fan score is gonna instead of go for the mass bracers, he does get to pick up one Ogre Club and treads. So although he's still going for the strength buildup in general, he might be able to put that for something relevant.
Dandy, this is a dangerous time. He's caught out by the Bat Rider, blinking over the March of the Machines, almost Matrix-esque, and pulling him back in. That's a costly death. He might have to buy back now. They've got everyone in position. The creep wave's here bottom lane. Immediately an orb comes out, and PR are gonna force this buyback. Speaking of the pipe, J4 already has a hood, so he's not too far off of it.
Yeah.
And I think they honestly just want to tank this tower a bit. Like, they just want to get up and start hitting it right away. Get the Edict on it, and now the Brew Split. Diving directly onto Havost. He's gonna have to buy back. They're losing FG already. If he doesn't buy back now, this tower's going down. There's a glyph available, they'll pop it. But that's not going to buy them 28 seconds. That's for damn sure. And that's exactly how long they have to hold. Jakiro thrown up in the air. Labos kept out of the fight. And the tower will drop. Edict, cooling down in 3 seconds, can be focused just on the melee Rex with good positioning. Do they go for the range here and play it safe? J4, Edict online. He's pumping damage into this range Rex and will end up falling. Navi's still unable to get into this. It's going to be a full lane, it looks like. They may lose heroes, though, as Dendy's about to respawn, and Shayshaw has no split. But no, Moon's diving for kills. Oh, this is a dangerous time to do it. Dendy's online. BOT's forward. And now, Curse of the Silent. Global to follow this up. Dendy turning to March as he Dagons J4, tries to finish him off. The Curse is not enough to kill him off. Now the lasso, broken by a swap, but still they fly high. Focusing on Dendy. That's the hero they want. That's the hero they might manage to get. He's purged. He's gonna die. And Dendy... well, no, maybe not. Maybe not. 2 poison. Yeah, one more. Blink clap in. They get the kill. Moon's overrunning them. It's all coming apart at the seams for Na'Vi. 28-6. Another death for the Tinker. This time requiring a buyback to hold. And that's what PR wanted. Not just the kill, but the hold as well. But now disrupt their Viper. And they will back off. And there's your pipe. So, next push, immensely easier for PR.
Yeah, the fact that multiple lanes will be pushing is already enough for Tinker to have to deal with, but adding in the fact that Dendy won't have buyback, so he can't go in an aggressive position, otherwise he's going to get lassoed out or force-staffed out. And, they do actually have vision inside the enemy base. As far as that Geometry's site, it's still in the fountain, so they might be able to de-ward themselves here. But, I mean, I just got to say, the stand-in has been really living up to the expectations of the team as a whole. This ward inside the base at nighttime gives them so much valuable intel. You can actually just look at the Radiant Vision alone, and you can see that it covers almost half the Dire base. And it just gives you so much information. You can dive freely. You can go for those kills underneath their mid-tower because... honestly, there's no threat. They know what's coming. They know what they have to deal with, and
they have heroes to take advantage of that vision. Like Bat Rider in particular is just so good with that. Brew not bad either, and with Roche up, PR are gonna probably be abusing that ward soon. Take the Aegis and then try to use it to set up kills. They're near the pit now. Yeah, that is a really nice ward. But it's not just the ward, it's just been the overall play from the support duo of PR.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how long Saniko's been standing in. His name does ring a bell. I can't remember what team he played for, but yeah, they're in sync, J4 and Saniko. And PR, honestly, man, this doesn't even feel like a fluky win that they're working towards now. This is just a solid, well-executed draft, and outplaying Na'Vi. Not something many teams could say, but when it gets lassoed, they'll pull him all the way into a Viper ultimate, and that'll be his death. Now the Aegis will go their way, and it seems like it's just a matter of time before PR go in. Dendy actually Boots of travels in on the mid lane. Then he'll blink and try to retreat, but Bat's here. Oh, doesn't have Firefly anymore. Or he could have gone for the Flame Break and try to kill him off. Yeah, so, time to go high ground, man. Time to go high ground.
Yeah, and in this position, I don't know if they really have an answer. I mean, they haven't had an answer all game long, but I think they're even worse than they've ever been. Havost getting cut out by the Primal Split. No way to get out of this one. Even if he had a TP scroll, he couldn't possibly get away from the Panda. There it is.
GG. Feist has had enough, man. He ends this game 0-9. I'm not sure that too many of the deaths were really his fault. There was a few avoidable ones, but mostly just... I think PR just had the better lanes. Like, way too strong in the laning phase. And good ganks for sure, but like Viper just crushes the puck. And from there, the Brew held his own against the Tinker. The great early roams, and yeah, that was pretty much all she wrote.
Yeah. One thing was that FNG did a lot of roaming early away from the top lane, which was the prime point of emphasis for Power Rangers there. There was a lot of times where the Venge wasn't involved at all, and they had three. They had the Bat, the Shadow Demon, and the Leshrac, and by the time the Venge started getting involved, they already had the level advantage. Like, it was level 3 heroes against a level 1 Venge, and she only had the Missile to commit. So, Like, I would have to say there was some timing and coordination, and the fact that they didn't realize how weak the silencer was at the early levels. Like, he couldn't do anything, and they were able to exploit that very well. Power Rangers definitely executed as needed in this game, and above and beyond expectations.
Yeah, it's a lot like when we see that carry Lycan in the safe lane, where the teams that have the most luck against him generally just crush him in the lane, whether it's an axe pick, a strong dual stun combo. I'm not sure why we're not actually getting our throne dying. I think the GG got canceled, but yeah, this game's over, so we could probably even disconnect, but I'd love to see the throne die for the cinematic effect. But yeah, overall, end of the day, we'll have another GG from Avos. He'll try this one again as our spectators reconnect, and there'll be some follow-up GGs. So now we're finally going to tap out for real. And with that, FNG will... Oh, fake GG. Is this fighting or just trolling?
Trolling, 100%. I think Vanscore's probably canceling it every time. But there you go. He just gets to die for the trouble. It's like, okay, you want to screw our game over, then you'll pay for it with your life. But
fountain farming. Ice Path to find Shade Show. And, well, that's a BKB still. He can split if he needs to. These illusions are killing off FNG. The crits from the illusions will almost finish him. He's down to 50 health. Then they get the split. One club from that fire pan as it comes strutting into the fountain. And the players are denying us our dead throne, man. This is getting to me. Now that disconnects from PR. It's only Moon who wants to end this game, and with Nether talks of the tower, hope we're done soon. But in the end, the big thing for me is that the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, they get some revenge on their old captain, FNG, they say.
That's awesome.
You joined the wrong team. You should have stuck with us. We're better than Na'Vi. At least on this day they are. BKB now, and we'll look to dive the well here. But yeah. I got a song to play, man, after this. I think everyone should know what it's going to be.
Definitely.
It's my favorite song in the world to play after a game of Dota. But it's got to be earned. Can't just be given.
In before, give do.
Yeah, that is not happening. There's a much better song planned for right now. I'm alt-tabbed looking it up while I use the follow camera to full effect. And at long last, our throne will fall. Ladies and gentlemen, we're down to one more game for today. That final match will be Alliance versus Virtus Pro. Thank you for watching our marathon coverage of Starladder Season 10. One more game, and then we'll take a break, and we'll come back in about 9-10 hours. So thanks for watching. I'm LD. He's Blaze. Follow him on Twitter at BlazeCasting, myself at LDDota, and get all the VODs at youtube.com/BeyondTheSummit. We shall return for that final match after this. Stay with us.